Hey y'all, it's me, Devin with an E, and honey, whew, we need to talk. All right, everybody, let's go on and get right into this. So let's just hit the cord, don't want to knock nothing down. Today we're going to be talking about why forgiveness is important. Whew, let's just jump right on in, okay? First of all, the first quote I want to share with you, and I use the word quote loosely because it sounds like this, but it's not verbatim. It says you have to be okay with an apology that you may never get. Woo! Be okay with an apology that you may never get. So if you never get an apology, where is that going to lead you forgiveness-wise? Just keep that in the back of your head. We're going to come back to that nugget. Number two quote is, sometimes, and again, it's not a quote because I'm paraphrasing, but sometimes we are emotionally stuck at the age where we felt the least amount of love. Boom! So let's get right on into it. Sometimes we can be stuck in hurt. We can be stuck in hurt, and when things happen to us in our adult lives, we are not always reacting to what happened in that moment, but we're reacting to what happened way back when. Perfect example. Y'all know me and little cousin Cam's dad is not together anymore, and that's fine. That's absolutely perfect. But I realized that little cousin Cam does things that his dad used to do, things that he had no clue his dad did or does. And I found myself getting upset with little cousin Cam, not because he did it, but because it reminded me of what it was like to be with his dad. And I'm talking about simple stuff. I could walk out into the hallway and it would be a sock on the floor. Simple, a sock on the floor, and I'm yelling, Cameron, get in here, sock on the floor, and I had to realize it's not that Cameron left the sock on the floor, it's that his dad left the sock on the floor one day, and I slipped on it and fell, and then it became a thing, and all of those emotional things from back when I fell on the sock, that's what that recent sock was about. You understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm not confusing you. I want you to keep up. Ultimately, we make people pay for the hurt that other people caused. Sometimes if you don't get a hold of your emotions and a hold of your thoughts and your actions, people do things to you, and it might seem small, but let me stop. I remember one day I stopped at McDonald's and I really wanted a sweet tea. I wanted a sweet tea so bad. Ooh, I could feel it in my mouth. I was so thirsty. I wanted a sweet tea. So I got to the drive-thru and I ordered my sweet tea. And he rang me up, boom, boom, swipe, okay. Got to the second window to get my sweet tea. And he tells me I'm all out of sweet tea. Now, mind you, I've ordered the sweet tea. I've paid for this sweet tea only for me to get to the window and say y'all out of sweet tea. You didn't know y'all were out of sweet tea when I ordered it over the speaker? I got so mad. I didn't cuss him out. I didn't go off on him or anything. But on the inside, I was absolutely boiling. Not because y'all just ran out, but because McDonald's stuff don't ever work. Like, y'all ain't got y'all stuff together, but it's neither here nor there. Let me get back on track. Sometimes we accidentally make people who we love pay for the things people did that hurt us. One other thing that you always see is women in bad relationships get into new relationships, and the first sign of somebody doing something wrong, see, you just like all the other ones, you did this and you did that, baby. That's making people pay for stuff that they ain't even do. Let your current boo mess up with you before you cut him off. Don't cut him off because ex-boo did something to you and now you're expecting him to do that. You got to learn to forgive ex-boo so you can move on with new boo. Okay? I hope I'm not losing you. Let's keep up. You want to move forward in your life. This is why forgiveness is important. You want to be able to move forward. And you can't necessarily move forward. You can't necessarily elevate if you don't address the things that you need to forgive people for. And this is not always relationships, like, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It's not. Sometimes it's family stuff. Sometimes it's friendship stuff. But you have to learn to forgive people in order to move on, to elevate. You don't want to be stuck behind that speed bump, honey. You don't. And you want to be able to, one second. You want to be able to forgive people so that when those feelings return, you can manage them in a very, very, very healthy way. So back to Cousin Cameron's daddy. We've been together since we were teenagers. We're not together anymore. That's fine. It's not the thing. The thing is, back when we were young, he cheated on me. And the first time he cheated on me, because unfortunately there were multiple times, that's a whole other story. But the first time he cheated on me, I was so hurt. It literally took me 4 years to get over it. I counted. It took me 4 years. But I was so hurt, y'all. I was so hurt. And I had to realize, what am I sitting here hurt for? So now, if I'm in a relationship and I get cheated on, which has happened, boo, I forgive you. Because I know I didn't do anything wrong. You decided to sacrifice me as your girlfriend in order to go on and do whatever you did, however you cheated. And so all of that was to say, you have to recognize those emotions when they come up so you can manage them. Because if somebody cheats on me now, what am I going to cuss you out for? Why am I going to fight over you? Why am I going to argue with you? Because you messed up, not me. And I know that I don't want to go back to those feelings and emotions that I had the first time I got cheated on. So, I mean, it's plenty of fish in the sea. So, yes, let's move on. This is how this video was inspired. This is going to get real serious for a second. Let me move on in real quick because it's going to get real serious. Just recently, somebody sent me a social media DM. And that somebody was someone who caused major transgressions in my childhood. Things that I don't even want to talk about on here, this person did to me. And when this person sent me this message, I went back and forth like, he don't remember what he did. He don't remember, you know, how he made me feel. He doesn't remember. Like, why does he think it's okay to send me a message as if everything is cool? Well, in his message, he said, I'm sorry. But he didn't say for what. So I asked him for what? Because I wanted to see if he was going to admit the stuff that happened. And he came up with some BS reason as to why he was sorry, whatever. I didn't respond back. It bothered me for a while. But I kind of just let it go. I forgot about it. Well, recently, I found out that someone I know knows him. And she told him, hey, you know this girl? Yeah, I know her. That's how I know her, whatever. And he told her to tell me, yeah, tell her to hit me up. I want to talk to her. And I'm sitting up here thinking, like, why does he think it's okay? How am I supposed to feel? Should I cuss him out? Should I go off on him? Should I remind him? Like, what should I do? And then I realized to myself, I don't feel the need to cuss him out. I don't feel the need to go off on him. I don't feel the need to do everything that society thinks that I should be doing right now. And I realized it's because I forgave him a long time ago. And so I prayed about the situation. I wasn't going to respond to his messages. I wasn't going to call him, text him, anything like that. But I prayed to God. I said, you know, if it's meant for me to say something, if it's meant for this conversation to be had, Lord, let me know. And this all was recent, so I'm still waiting on that answer. Maybe I'll forward him this video and tell him to watch this segment, whatever. But I said that to say that I forgave him before ever even knowing that I would ever have the opportunity to get an apology, to get an explanation, anything like that. And you have to learn how to manage those feelings. That goes back to what I was just saying, because you don't have to be angry. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be hateful. You don't have to seek revenge. You don't have to be those things once you've managed your own feelings and emotions and learn how to forgive. Let's get back to it. Okay, 5 ways to help you so that you can move forward with forgiveness. Number 5, process your feelings. When something makes you angry or makes you sad or makes you anything other than happy, you have to figure out why you feel that way. Is it actually what the person said, or is it because this reminds me of another emotion that I hadn't let go because I hadn't forgiven, and that's what's surfacing in this moment? Learn how to process your feelings. Number 4, journal. Baby, I've been journaling since I was 10. When you journal, you get everything out that you don't want to say to people, and you start to realize things as you journal, and you can always look back and see how far you've come. You can get on up in that journal and you start journaling, and you realize what your feelings are actually about, what actually made you mad. Maybe you weren't actually mad, but you were insulted. Think about it. Number 3, write a letter to who hurt you. See, that's the thing about letters. You often can write stuff down, whether it's a letter, whether it's a journal, whether it's a letter in your journal. You write things down that you might not have the guts to say to a person's face. Not everybody can express themselves right then, right there. You know, sometimes things happen and you're just so shocked. You're just, I don't know what to say. Sometimes when you write things down, you realize exactly what you need to say. So if you write them a letter telling them exactly what they did to you, exactly how you made them feel, and you don't even have to give them the letter, but it helps you get it all out on paper and process everything that you need to process in order to move forward, okay? Number 2, therapy. Baby, it works. And let me tell you why. Because when you're telling your story and you're talking about what happened, you're going to talk about your perspective. And that therapist has the ability to pull out other parts of the story that you may be missing because it's covered by your emotion. Okay? Sometimes being on the outside looking in brings things to light and helps you cope and manage. And number 1, baby, sometimes you got to cuss them up or out. No, I'm just playing. Don't cuss somebody out. But sometimes you do have to confront your transgressor. Sometimes you have to realize, I need to say something to you. And this, I need you to listen. Because sometimes it could just be a misunderstanding. Sometimes you could be mad over something that wasn't even something. So, here's my little story time for this last one, confronting your transgressor. So, believe it or not, DevenWithAnE one day was ghosted by a lovely little gentleman that I used to date, okay? I was ghosted. And if you don't know what ghosted means, it's when a person does not return your calls, your texts, they just stop talking to you, whatever. And so I was very upset, like, because we had a little good thing going. We were compatible. We had fun. We laughed together. Everything was good. Everything was good. And he just ghosted me. And so I said to myself, I'm going to just let this go. I'm going to just, boom, it's over, it's done, whatever. But I would get so upset when I would just think about it. I would look back in my journal and read things I wrote about him. I ran into him one day and he kind of like ran out of the store as soon as I turned my head. Like, it was crazy. And I decided I'm going to just let it go. I'm going to just, boom, whatever. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. So one day I decided I'm going to draft up a text message. And in that text message, it pretty much said, you know, I hate that you did this. You could have just talked to me. This is how I feel. And da-da-da-da-da. I was just going to draft the text message, close my phone, and be done. But as soon as I drafted it, I said, let me see what this text message looks like with his number next to it. Next thing I know, I was pressing send. Everything I wanted to say, I hit send. But you know what? As soon as I hit send, I felt so much better. And I even put in the text message, I don't expect you to respond. You probably won't, and that's okay. And guess what? He didn't respond. But ever since that day, I knew that I was done and I was okay. And I was more happy with being able to tell him what I needed to tell him, even if I didn't get a response. So, with all that being said, I appreciate you listening today. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I feel a little bit rambly. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't forget to hit the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this video. But if you have any advice or you want anything answered, hit me up at DevenWithAnE@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and most importantly, always do you, be you. Peace.